Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SportsBeat on WOUB. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Jake Collins, and joining me at the desk is
Stephen Koroly,
Conor Mallonn,
Jack Zwiezinski,
Logan Adams.
For today's hour-long episode, we begin with an interview with Ohio hockey forwards Jack, Glen, and Glen and Kasper to give us insight on the team's title run and journey to the Murdoch Cup. We then will go into women's basketball to officially recap their season. After that, we cover successful weekends from both softball and baseball. And then finally, we will cover into even more Ohio University sports with quick hits before ending with March Madness, Upset Watch, and our weekly awards. SportsBeat starts right now. So welcome back to the table, everybody. And we're going to start today's episode with two very special guests, both members of the national championship squad for the Ohio hockey team, Jack, Glen, and Glen Kasper. Guys, welcome to SportsBeat, and we're excited to have you here.
Thanks for hanging out, Jake.
Yeah, and another thing is, too, I mean, we got a pretty shiny Murdoch Cup sitting right behind him. So for anybody who's listening on the audio versions, please tune into the YouTube or the Spotify video version because this is a pretty sweet trophy, guys. What do you think right now?
I mean, when it walked in, it immediately caught my attention. It's massive.
I ran into the trophy earlier this weekend. A couple guys were bringing it out from the same building that I live in, and it's just kind of awesome to see it like in person once again.
I forget who was in that photo. Was it Noah Holt and Thompson?
I think so.
So let's start with the questions now, guys. And I first want to talk about the kind of the storylines going into the national title game last Tuesday. Of course, you guys faced Adrian in the tournament 4 years prior. You lost to him in all 4 years. So what was your guys' mindsets going into the national tournament game? How were you able to handle those emotions?
I mean, for myself, Kev has been here 2 years now, but for myself, I've lost every year except for this year to him. And it was great to kind of get another shot at him. And I think there was lots of guys, especially our senior class, hoping that that's how the chips fell. And it was honestly, I'd say, emotion was just more excitement and just being able to get a crack at it. And, you know, they're a great team, but to just have that chance to set ourselves up to at least make it right, that was a better feeling, honestly, for myself.
Yeah, like Jack said, it's only my second year. We lost last year to Adrian, and I think the big differentiator was this year we truly believe that we will win. And I think like great teams or good teams and great teams, the difference is great teams see the win already before they win. And I feel like we believed in it from the beginning to the end.
Absolutely. So what's this season been like with your teammates to sort of share this journey together? You guys have faced down a lot of really solid teams, but you've won almost 30 games in the regular season. So what does it feel like when you really get to go on that really impressive national title run?
I mean, like the group of guys that we have this year is awesome. And I think that record shows a lot of that. You know, we had 2 losses in Chicago. We went to that Chicago showcase, and it's all the top teams from around our league. So there's 2 losses there. We went down to Niagara and had 2 tough games there. So when you look at our losses, it was ourselves kind of beating ourselves. It wasn't necessarily anything that the other team did. So to Kevin's point of believing, I think we really did know that we could go on those streaks and we can do it. And so nationals was just kind of 4 more games instead of nationals, right? Yeah.
And to kind of go into the tournament or the title game, of course, you guys won 3-1 against Adrian. What was the difference between, I guess, just normal matchups with Adrian? Of course, you guys have found plenty of regular season success against them. You split them in the regular season. But what was the difference going into the title game? Because it really seemed like you guys shut down their best players.
Like I said before, I believe we 100% believed in ourselves, our team. We trusted one another. And we knew from the beginning we will win. It was kind of never a question. And even the big save from Matt Saison, I think that just shows that luck was on our side because we wanted it more, I believe, and we were a team. Everybody loves everybody in our team. We are a true team. And I can say that because, I won once in Switzerland as well, and it honestly feels even better than back at home.
Do you think that kind of helped you having that championship DNA? Because you won it with, who was it, the GCK Lions in the U20?
Like in Zurich, yeah. So I was actually the team captain back then. It definitely helps, but I learned a lot too here in the U.S. It's a different culture for sure, and I think our group is really special.
It was a lot of this year, these couple answers that you've heard kind of the message, just so you guys know, within the team was a lot of like let's make it about us, and not in a cocky way. We had a little bit of saying we're not cocky, we're confident. So a lot of the message from our coaches and within was, let's focus on ourselves this year rather than the outside noise and the outside teams. It's what are we going to do, and whoever's on the other side of it is just another team. So some of the answers that we've given, I'm just prefacing a little bit for you guys, that was kind of the message throughout, and that's how it still is.
So I kind of want to go back even further to the tournament. Of course, you guys were in that very tough battle with the Arizona Wildcats. You guys were, it was one shot away from going up any direction of Arizona winning or Ohio winning. And Blake Dustin did score the OT winner. And immediately after that scare, you guys went on an insane run. I mean, you guys outscored Adrian Calvin and Maryville 15-2. Was there a message after that Arizona game from head coach Barry Schutte or assistant coach Andrew Saka that kind of regathered you guys or kind of calmed you down?
I mean, if you tell me if you got anything, but for me it was, it was a tight game. And after that, we obviously didn't play our best. We had a team meeting with coaches, and then we had a meeting, players meeting within ourselves, and just nobody needs to be nervous, but hey, like, it's real. It's real, and that would have sucked, to lose that game. Looking back at it now, that would have sucked, knowing that we had so much. So there wasn't a ton that stood out. We had a couple meetings, and it was kind of just right back on track.
I mean, yeah, the overall message was we can do better. We knew it, and we had to do better. And what Barry said, the hockey gods were on our side, so I believe that's true, and that's because we put the work in before that. We won almost 30 games. We played well. We were the better team for sure, and the hockey gods rewarded us with that.
Yeah, and it's one thing, to go on streaks during the regular season, to have a great regular season, but, when you get into a big tournament, March Madness style, lose or go home, like, how do you, win 4 in a row with such small turnarounds against the best teams? What do you think contributed to the momentum that you guys really got in this tournament?
I love these types of tournaments. Like, I love it, and it makes it even better that knowing you could go home anytime. It doesn't matter who you're playing. It doesn't matter who's a 15 seed, a 14 seed, a 16 seed. Like, you compare it to March Madness, and I was watching a show the other day, and the Arkansas head coach was on there saying that's why this tournament is awesome. You could be going up against Goliath, but it's one game. And I think I didn't maybe understand that as much my freshman, sophomore year as I did my junior, senior, of it doesn't matter who you're playing. And like Kev said, maybe we had the hockey gods a little bit that game, but that's gone the other way for sure since I've been in that tournament. But that's what makes sports awesome and that kind of style awesome.
Yeah, and then your goaltenders, just absolutely phenomenal in this tournament. Only let up 6 goals throughout the whole tournament. Just tell me, what was so special about their performances?
I mean, they're all awesome players. They're all awesome goalies. We could have played not either of those 3 in the final, and they just show up every day. They're super focused. They're locked in every single practice. You can see them in warm-ups. They stretch. They probably warm up the most out of all players, and obviously the goalie is the most valuable player on the team. If the goalie's not good, then the whole team won't be good. So they did an amazing job.
And Kevin and Jack, I kind of think that's the advantage that you guys had as a team. I mean, you really had 3 high-quality goaltenders to pick from. And, like Stephen mentioned, you guys had to play 4 or 5 games in about less than a week. So I really think that was the advantage for you guys. Do you think the same as well?
Huge. Like, I know, Jake, I know you know some about hockey. I don't know how much you guys know, but, like, to have 3 goalies and be in the situation that we were is super rare, rare. Like, in a 36-game season that we play, you probably have a guy playing 30 of them and a backup playing 6. In the NHL, 82-game season, you probably have a starter playing 60, 65, So to be able to split our goalies, like you said, it's an advantage for sure, and they're all coming back.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible to see. So, of course, we've seen the Murdoch up and down Court Street, all over Mill Street. You guys have partied with it, to say the least. What's that experience sort of been like to celebrate with Athens and with the students and bring home some serious hardware?
Amazing. I mean, actually, I still haven't slept to this day, so I'm celebrating for over a week now. So you call it a bender here in the U.S., I guess, right? So, no, it's been amazing. We all, like, how Athens welcomed us. It was really yeah, it was really heartwarming, you could say, to see like how the people care about our team, how the people care about like Ohio hockey.
And it's cool for the, it's not just for us, it's for everybody here, and that was another cool thing to see is how people genuinely do enjoy it, and like it's great for the school. It's awesome for the school, no matter if you're following, if you're a hockey fan or not a hockey fan. I feel like it's something you can get up behind, and we genuinely do feel the support, and we truly enjoy being able to do it for everybody here. That's a really special part of winning a championship.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, I see all the great videos. You guys are partying. You guys are taking photos with every single bar and store owner on court. Kind of, I mean, what was I going to add? Oh, and just in terms in general, how much longer are you guys going to party with this cup? Because I know
it's done. It's done. I say it's
I
done.
mean,
you think it's done.
It's done.
For me, it's not done.
With the cup, it's maybe coming to its ends, but on the other side without the cup, I don't know. It's probably a little longer.
Yeah, there was a lot of water and Gatorade drank out of that cup. So, Stephen, hit us with the next question.
Yeah, and then, obviously the reception in Athens from the fans and just the community was great. But, a little bit more personal, let's talk about the reception from your family and friends. How special was it, to win the title for all the people that supported you guys throughout your careers?
I mean, my mother, first and foremost, my mom, she enabled me to come here. She's the one who raised me. She's the one who drove me. Like people say, hockey moms have the hardest life, and my mom truly had. She raised me and my brother alone. I'm truly grateful for her, and I mean all my coaches. I mean everybody in your life is in the end really contributes. Like every single person that you encounter, every challenge. I mean thanks to everybody that is in my life, and also thanks to Coach Saka, who last year I lived with him. He took me under his wing. Thanks to Barry Schutte. For me, it was weird because I expected Leo, the old coach, he recruited me and then he leaves. It was kind of weird. I mean, my teammates have been awesome too. First year was really, really hard to get adjusted, and then now this year I feel more comfortable. I love being here. I want to stay here, and I love all my teammates. I love my captain Jack Glen too.
No, the family's a huge aspect of it. I'm obviously not as far as Kev here in Switzerland, but Saskatchewan's a little bit of ways from here, and I wouldn't be here without my parents, and like Kev said, they've been to tons of different provinces, tons of different states, different countries to watch me play, and I could go on for an hour about it, but no, the support's awesome.
I find it fascinating that you brought up Leo, because there's actually going to be a portion of my next question, and it applies to you too as well, Jack. I mean, I really want to talk about the fact that neither of you guys were recruited by Barry. Of course, you guys were recruited by Leo Morin, who I believe is still in Miami. Is that correct?
Yes,
yeah. So how was it building that connection with head coach Barry Schutte these last 2 seasons?
For myself, Leo was awesome, and I'm very thankful that he did recruit me to come here. But Barry came in, and Barry's a straight shooter. Barry's an awesome guy. Whether it's hockey, whether it's life, whether it's girlfriend, whether it's family, you could go talk to him on any time. His phone's always on, and he tells us that. And I think that's what made it so easy to play for him and to acquaint him into our kind of family that we already had, was that he just was a genuine guy. And first and foremost, that I think is the most important. No matter if it's a teammate, a coach, if he's a genuine guy and you know that he's going to shoot you straight, then I think everybody can accept if he's an amazing coach or a good coach, because I'd rather have a good coach who's a great guy than a great coach who's not a very good guy.
Yeah, I think Barry has a lot of integrity, so he walks what he talks, and he has a lot of integrity, I believe. So he also admits if he does something wrong. He's straightforward with you. He's a really honest guy, and to me, at least, honesty is like the most, probably the most valuable characteristic a person can have. So I really, really like Barry Schutte, and I'm happy that he has become my head coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome, the amount of work he's done in this 2-year span. And, of course, what I've got to do covering the hockey team outside of SportsBeat, Barry's just been very open to us. So it's pretty cool to get to know Barry as well, because I understand what you guys are saying, that he's always open. He always has his phone, and he's always there to kind of give you advice, much like he's done for media people. So, Connor, kind of hit us with the next question.
Yeah. So you guys both posted career high numbers for points in a season and scored goals in the tournament run. What would you say is a key contributor to your accomplishments this season?
To me, I'm not sure if I had career high points.
Me
I
either.
just want to say that. But I mean,
I'll take it.
this season, I honestly, with my point production, let's say, I'm not the happiest, but I believe I upped my game in general. I believe I was more consistent. At least I started off a little slow, and then I got myself together and I started playing very consistent. I tried to try to play hard, try to use my body, and unfortunately the puck didn't go in as much as I wanted to. But I definitely am more comfortable with the puck. I'm more comfortable to carry the puck, and I think next year I can improve from there.
Oh, geez, guys, give yourself some more props. I mean, you guys both posted career high numbers. You know, it's on the ACHA website. Well, at least in points. You know, so I guess just what about you, Jack? What's that been like for you to have a career season as well?
I mean, I think obviously that's actually news to me. So, but like I said, with the buy-in and stuff with the team, I think that's just the way a lot of guys think too. We don't have a lot of guys who are going on and checking the stats and doing that. Just because of the only 2 points that really matters in a night is if the team's winning, and the individual accomplishments are great, but there truly and genuinely is not a ton of guys who would have that at the top of their priority list on our team, which is, again, a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then, looking to maybe the pro game, when you guys watch the NHL, is there a specific player that maybe you model your game at? It could also be a local player.
So I can think of a player that I model my game off, but when I grew up, I played with Marco Rossi actually.
Oh,
a few
really?
games
Yes.
in my under 15. So I was on under 13, the league there, and he played under 15. So he's like 01, I'm 03. And I was able to play a few games with him, and I remember just admiring him. I was like, oh my God, he had the CCM helmet, he had the CCM skates with the pump. Back in the day, you had the pump, and I was like, I need to get those skates. I'll be as good as him. So and he was just, I mean, he's in the NHL for a reason. I saw his work ethic. I really admired him. I don't know if I play like him, but I just try to play hard, use my body, and protect the puck and drive the net. So I think that's my game.
I love it. Not necessarily try to model my game after anybody, but I love the way a guy like Sam Bennett plays, Brad Marchand, Tom Wilson. That's
these gritty guys.
the gritty guys. That's who I like watching. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad to watch McDavid dance around, guys, but it's fun to watch a guy like Tom Wilson out there, or the Tkachuks.
Those are always fun. Those are probably my favorite players to watch.
Yeah,
Especially as a captain, I feel like you need sort of that lead first, sort of physicality, so the boys kind of follow after you too.
Yeah, for sure. I try to give that, but I'm getting a little bit old. My shoulders are getting a little sore this year, so no. But throwing the body is a fun part of hockey for sure.
All right. You guys have any sort of pregame ritual, any particular music or anything to get you in the right mindset?
Don't even talk to this guy about pregame ritual. He's rolled a couple ankles from pregame rituals. Myself, I'm pretty easy. We as a team have a really fun pregame ritual, but I get out there, play a little bit of sewer ball, stretch, maybe hop on the table and see if I can get a stretch from one of the trainers and get out there. But he's a wild card pregame.
So yeah, going off of what he said about rolling my ankles, yeah. So I do sometimes a little jumping, and then once or twice this season or last season and this season I rolled my ankle. No, but it's healed now. But I discovered actually a new song this year, so it's "Get Me the Hell Out of San Quentin."
Oh yeah, we have it. You guys know Nickelback?
Yeah.
So we obviously, you guys know we have some Canadians on our team, so there's a lot of Nickelback going on pregame, a lot of it.
What other music we got going on? I mean,
I'm serious. It's
Straight
a
Nickelback?
lot of Nickelback. It's when we get in the room, it'll be maybe some housey music, but then from the time we get in from our off-ice warm-up till the time we're on the ice, it's rock.
Yeah.
Rock. AC/DC, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Black Keys.
The
All
song
of
for
it.
our
We got some great music
Yeah,
from
I
the
was-
boys. Yes.
the song for our ritual, is it the Bad Touch, or what's it called?
Yeah.
The Bad Touch,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah, that's a good
That was
one.
just
Connor, hit us with the next question.
Oh shoot, yeah. With the NHL playoff race heating up, we have a lot of great wild card battles. Who are you feeling is favorite for the playoffs?
Jackets are getting in, baby. The Jackets
This
are
is
getting
what we
in.
like to hear.
I'm fully on the bandwagon.
See, I was
Jackets are-
worried being from like the central Canada area if you were like a Jets fan or anything.
No, well, growing up, I was a Flames fan. I still am a Flames fan, but spend a lot of time in Ohio, obviously going to school here, and yeah, I'm Jackets.
Bang. W.
Love to
Jackets
hear
I know.
That
Well,
hurts.
Steven hates to hear that. right now.
I'm a Pittsburgh Penguins fan. Yeah. I'm rooting for the retirement home this
Well,
year.
there
They're
could
doing
be a
pretty
could be a
well.
little playoff
I think the
matchup coming
Jackets are
here.
gonna make
That'd
it.
be
Yeah.
awesome.
You rooting for the Jackets?
Yeah,
too?
I root for the Jackets too. So since I'm here, yeah, I'm a Jackets
Wow,
fan now.
Yeah.
4 on
I mean,
1,
you're so-
Steven.
yeah,
You're,
4
you're,
on 1,
you're
yeah.
singled out here, man.
I mean, I got the kid. That's all I can do. That's all I know.
So then, I guess kind of one other final little thing that we always like to do with the athletes, and it kind of gives our viewers an opportunity to learn more about what you guys think about your teammates. So what we're going to do is we're going to supply you about 7 names. I didn't know whether to pick, just forwards. Do we do defensemen, goalies? We decided to go do all forwards for now, but we're going to give you a name. You're going to supply them or describe them in a couple words. First thing that goes in your head. Go any direction with it. Of course, you got to keep it clean a little bit.
We have
That's hard
We have
with
so
some
many
names,
inside jokes too. that, like,
So give us 1 to 4 words on each answer, and we'll start with Luke Reeve.
Aggressive.
snap show,
What? You can elaborate on it. You go ahead. What?
like
do you mean?
snap show, just like you don't want to get on his bad side.
All right, Holland or Thompson?
Tall.
Lover boy.
Like
Handsome.
a certified lover boy?
Yeah,
Handsome.
you could say
Oh,
that.
geez.
Handsome.
Laker Aldridge.
I can show it.
Pistols, yes, it's pistol celebration.
Shooter,
There you go.
shooter. A Band-Aid, actually. Band-Aid.
What's the context behind that?
Band-Aid, like a guy who just has some injuries going on. He's had a couple this year.
Hey, it was good to see him back for the national.
He's a
tournament,
grinder.
though.
He's a grinder. That's not Lakes. If you see this, don't take that the wrong way. He is a grinder. He made it back, and we needed him. Scored a huge goal in the finals for us.
Fellow Switzerland native Matthew Aver.
Americanized.
Americanized.
Not really Swiss. Because the French part's a little different than the German part.
okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's fair.
It's funny though. He is actually like from where he was his freshman year. Now he has backwards hat on, throwing dice. I'm like, a year ago, this guy didn't even know what a beer was. Like
That's awesome.
All right, Nolan Abraham.
Scrollsy.
Hilarious.
Yeah, beauty.
Yeah.
Beauty.
He's
He's a
really,
he's
really,
a
really
great
funny
dude.
guy. Just I think he's
Hilarious. Yeah, he's a guy in the room who gets some laughs.
Noah Holt.
hard worker.
I was gonna say grinder.
Serious, kind of.
Beauty. Yeah, he's another stud. He's my roommate. He actually just got hand surgery today. Hope he's doing good.
What was that, like from the tournament maybe?
Yeah, he broke his hand in the second to last game. He broke his hand in the Maryville game. Got slashed. Yeah.
Oh, wow, really? Way to play through it then.
Yeah,
Well, let's not give him too much props.
all right.
He didn't play through it, but he's tough. He's tough.
What about assistant coach and former Bobcat forward Andrew Saka?
Big dog.
Just amazing. I mean, helpful. Helpful, I would say, for me at least.
Yeah, because you know more as a coach rather than a teammate, right? You weren't on the teams when he was still playing.
Yeah, I know him as a coach, but I also know him as a roommate, so I kind of got to see both sides of him. So.
But Glenn, you played with him, and
Yeah.
now he's under your wing.
Yeah, he's done a good job of shifting roles, and it's great to have him in there to kind of communicate any messages to Barry that sometimes guys don't want to go to Barry about. So they got a good mix going on there, and it's been great.
Do you kind of remember that? Like, I'm trying to remember because was he under leadership at all? Was he captain?
No, I
alternate
don't think
captain
he
during
ever
your
had
time?
an A in my time because Higgy turned. Yeah, he never had an A, but he was definitely, like, when I came in, a guy who, like, if something was going on, he'd be the guy to text. So he definitely has leadership qualities, and he was great to us as a freshman and stuff. But he's also done a good job shifting into a coaching role, and still tries to sometimes party like a player.
All right, well then
Love to hear.
the next names that we want to bring up is I'll go to you, Kevin. What do you think of Jack Glen?
Jack Glen, I mean, our captain, amazing captain, really. I think the best captain I ever had so far in my career. I think you did a great job of bringing us together. And yeah, it showed. We won the national championship, and yeah, it's been a pleasure. And I think he has a good mix of being serious, but at the same time giving out jokes, and yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Jack, what do you think about Kevin?
Kevin, like we were joking about on the way in, I think Kev has definitely come a long way on and off the ice since his freshman year. And like you said, the seriousness, sometimes in a leadership role, you got to do something that you don't necessarily always want to do, or have a little bit of tone when you don't want to have tone. And so that was sometimes a situation with Kev, but obviously it was all love. And it was, showing up late for a practice or showing up late for a workout or something to
Don't tell the audience.
Hey, we're getting there. We're getting there. To this year, genuinely taking some big steps, and I respect that he comes from a long way away, and now he is definitely one of the guys who other guys look to on the team and puts the freshman under his wing. So it's great to see a guy like him come far. He was a great guy coming in. Don't get me wrong, but he's definitely taken some big steps.
Thanks. Let's talk.
Oh, that's awesome. But, just to kind of go over as well and kind of explain it to the viewers, and maybe also you guys if you don't know, but in ACHA level hockey, you kind of could play, like, as long as you really want to, right? I mean, you guys have played dudes who have played maybe 5 to 7 years, right?
Yeah, there is, I think it works a little bit different if you get into the Division II and the Division III levels. But you got 5 years. It's definitely older guys, but you can't play for more than 5 years. But you got guys like Feltz was 26 last year. I'm going to be 25 in October. So we have older guys, but no, you can't physically play for more than 5 years, I believe.
Okay, gotcha.
There are exceptions sometimes. So Colin Felton, I think he played his 6th season. So they made an exception for him, though, but usually it's 5 years.
Okay,
I think he might have been the last of the COVID, too, though. Yeah. I don't know to answer your question.
No, that's fine. But I guess, what's it mean for you guys? I know you've only had 2 seasons under the Bobcats, but Glenn, you've had 4. So what's kind of the plans going forward for both of you?
I'm actually, I'm leaving. I'm graduating, and I'm hanging them up. I'm done with hockey. Hockey's been great to me. I'm going back to Canada, though. I wish I could stay in Athens longer, but I do got to get out of here.
So for me, next year is my senior year. So because I studied 1 year in Switzerland and I'll be graduating next year, I don't think I'll do a 5th year or a 4th year. So once I graduate, I'm not sure what I'll do, but I'm excited for next season, and we're looking to go back-to-back. So
I was about to say, I was wondering, a good thing for you, Jack, you get to end out on top, and Kevin, you have another year to go back-to-back. So, do any of you guys have another question?
It's interesting you mentioned the back-to-back. So on the ACHA leaderboard, you guys are tied currently. After this year, you tied Penn State with 5 all-time.
Yeah.
How would it feel to break that record and take that lone spot?
I think
it's got to be broken. Yeah. Well, because Penn State, it's kind of unfair now because Penn State doesn't have a team, so it's got to be somebody's got to be, past it. Because right now you could say we're first, but there's asterisks there.
Yeah, and we are first, obviously, so we got to win and show everybody,
Yeah.
So,
you got anything?
I'm all good.
All right, cool. Do you guys have anything else that you kind of want to tell the viewers or anybody?
There's a legit setup going on in here. You can't really tell from the videos and stuff, but when I walked in here, I was like, whoa, I'm in the big leagues here. I feel like I'm in the Pat McAfee show.
Just thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Everybody who came to our games, thanks for supporting. Next year, by the way, there will be beer in Bird Arena. So
Wow.
This is huge.
Yeah,
this is huge.
Really?
Everybody who loves beer, come to the hockey games.
There we go.
Yeah, no, I just definitely thank you to you guys for having us, and to the whole school and the whole Athens community for all the support. Like you guys joked about, we've been around with it a lot, but it genuinely is great to see how many people can even just get a smile from the trophy and everything. So thank you to you guys, and thank you to all of Athens and all of OU.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, thank you guys for joining the
I
table.
would have want to say one more thing. The Blue Line Boosters, they're the people like that donate money for us, or they collect money for us and funds. So they did an awesome job too. And without them, we wouldn't have the funds, or we wouldn't get the snacks. We wouldn't, the bus rides, just the traveling, everything. So they play a big role in our success. And
Absolutely. Yeah, one huge family
good
for
shout
you
out
guys.
there.
The
Yeah,
boosters,
exactly.
the families, the teammates, the coaches. And you both have been unreal guests for us. I mean, this was a really fun interview for all
for
three
real.
of us.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
great.
And, we wish you guys the best of luck for your futures. And, we'll send you on out. Thanks for
Shout out to the boys in the booth, too.
Yeah, shout out to the
Hey.
boys for the booth.
Jack, right?
We got Jack, and then we got Andrew.
Boys in the
Andrew,
booth,
shout out
All the
to
baby.
Andrew.
fellas.
So, we'll send you guys out. Thanks for bringing the Murdoch. And when we come back, we're going to bring in more of our on-air talent. Next segment, we're going to cover women's basketball and the NIT recap. Guys, welcome back to the table. We're bringing in Jack and Logan back. So wave to the screens. We're back on SportsBeat. So we're back to our regular program. And Jack, women's basketball officially completed their basketball season against UMBC. It was only one postseason game, but give us a quick recap about it.
Yeah, the Bobcats hosted the University of Maryland, Baltimore County on March 19th. So that was a little bit ago, about a week or so, for the first round of the NIT. Unfortunately, the Bobcats fell 58-62. They started the game out very strong. They ended up actually pushing it into OT. They went up into halftime 29-16. Just coming out of halftime, they just couldn't get shots to fall. The Retrievers got it going. You got to give credit to Bailey Tabling. I mean, she had led in every stat, points, rebounds, and assists, with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. I mean, we've talked about a strong suit of this team has been that they can get hot from 3. They just weren't falling. Both teams shot under 30% from 3, with OU shooting 28, UMBC shooting 21. So, I mean, they got beat by height as well. I mean, I kind of looked through. UMBC has multiple players ranging from 6 foot to 6'3", and Ohio just doesn't have players of that size. I mean, it's hard to compete against that, especially when I think it was 5 players they had that were 6 feet or over. So, I mean,
They were just outmatched.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in general, UMBC was just starting off a little slow in that first half anyway. The shooting numbers for UMBC are pretty terrible, and when we see the numbers, it's actually 30% from the field for the Retrievers, 21% from 3, and even then they outscored Ohio 34-21 in that second half. So, I mean, both offenses struggled pretty badly, and that's kind of been a little bit of the tale for the women's basketball team this year. It's always been the inconsistent shooting, but I mean, overall, pretty successful season, wouldn't you say, guys?
Absolutely.
I would absolutely agree.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they finished 18-14, 11 of 7 in the MAC, in the 5th seed. I mean, I think it was a pretty good season.
In terms of if you look at where this team was projected to start, I mean, the preseason coaches poll, they were ranked to finish 10th. The fact that they were managing to make not just the MAC tournament, but to make a 5th seed and to win game 1 and face off with Miami in round 2, a Miami that they beat the last game of the season, by the way. Like, this is a roster that played well above expectations despite the multiple shots that they took to try and keep them from any sort of success. And I mean, you look at the pieces they were able to assemble in the long term. Bob Bolden's coming back to the table with a bench that's got a ton of depth and a roster full of sophomores, juniors, and a handful of rising seniors that are going to probably end up putting the MAC on a little bit of watch. I mean, you look at how Miami responded in the MAC tournament to how OU, sort of gave them a wake-up call the last game of the regular season. Miami's head coach was calling Ohio's style of offense a form that they were unable to keep up with. They play a brand of offense that is so distinctly different from every other team in the MAC. It forces you to play to their style of basketball, and they find great success in that.
And I think the Bobcats just kind of found out who they were this season. Bob Bolden came into the year, diagnosed who his best player that was going to be, that being Bailey Tabling, and built the culture kind of around her. So what did the Bobcats do this year? They shot threes. They got a ton of steals. That's what Bailey did best. Now, this offseason and going into next year, I feel like is going to be about building that talent, because you look at the teams that do, like you look at the teams that protect the rim the best. They replace length with length. They replace size with size. OU's got to replace shooting with shooting. They got to replace length on defense with length on defense and activity. It's going to be about adding size. It's going to be about adding shooters, but it's going to be adding people who fit that identity that they found this year.
And I especially think when you consider the fact that a lot of the talent this year were transfer portal players. I mean, we talked about it time and time again throughout the year. Bella Rinaldo from Clemson, Aaliyah McWhirter from Wake Forest, Ellie Garnett from Nicole State. Those were all people who were starters and productive off the bench, and they were just perfect pieces for Bob Bolden and this Ohio squad. So there's plenty of talent, and you kind of look at yourself now going forward as a program that, hey, smaller schools, or maybe if you're from a Power 4 school and you're not getting playing time, come to OU, because it's worked it really well in year one, and that's something we talked about years ago, was just be a lone school for all these transfers, and they just got to keep going forward.
Yeah, and I really feel like that's just using like the modern day NIL and transfer portal like to your best advantage as a mid-major. Like you see all this talk with especially like football and stuff like that where it's ruining the game and stuff like that. But, you know, a perfect example right here, you got to find those players who, you know, maybe were highly touted in high school, get injured their first year, and then they come into your team and are a star, you know?
And you look at the assets that this OU team is losing to graduation: Aaliyah McWhirter, Cassidy Leffler, Ellie Garnett, and Asia Austin. I mean, Jake, you just mentioned that's only 2 of our 3 transfer portal stars. OU's still holding on to Bella Rinaldo. I mean, she did kind of blow her knee out at the end of the season against Miami, which is not a great thing, but we also know that it is a very returnable injury, and it would be great to see an OU team that has a great season with the talent that we've brought to the table, and then you get a point guard to really shore up that roster halfway through the season and really set this team up for success in the long term.
Yeah, and on top of that, I mean, only losing 4 players, and then we saw this year, like you had mentioned, with bringing in new players. So, I mean, they're starting to work that transfer portal. They're starting to figure out the identity and who the team is, and now that they've kind of got all that figured, they're losing a couple people, they can go out and either through transfer or recruitment, go find people who can fit those spots for them and just quickly, you know, slot somebody else in to do a similar thing, have a similar job on the court, and then just work on developing all that to expand what they can do.
And I think the only thing that would even potentially stop Ohio from even having a better season next year would be the best players transferring out, because Bailey Tabling, she's pretty darn talented, and that is a player that, you know, maybe some Power 4 schools are going to look at and think should be a great first, second, or third option on the team. What do you guys think?
You know, when I would love to agree, and but I also know at the end of the day that this has kind of been Bailey Tabling's system to run. She's had 3 years to be at the helm for this team, and I mean, you watch a round 1 MAC tournament game against Central Michigan where you've got WNBA players in the front row, and Bailey Tabling is shooting the lights out, dropping a career high 33. Like she broke the 1,000-point threshold at OU. She's hit every major career milestone at OU. Bob Bolden has more or less built this team to be her supporting cast. I don't see a world where she does hit the transfer portal, because at the end of the day, there's a little bit of loyalty where it lies.
So that was a pretty good basketball segment for the women's team. A strong season throughout, and nearly 20 wins, and that's something that they could easily eclipse next year, as we talked about all the talent. And speaking of talented, we got to talk about Ohio softball. They finally bounced back from their MAC opening series loss against Toledo with a strong series win against this Husky squad. I mean, Stephen, what was your reactions?
Yeah, I mean, I had the privilege of being at this first game against NIU with Jack, actually.
Yeah.
But just a battle of the sluggers here. I have a feeling that no batter between OU and NIU calls a refreshing carbonated beverage a soda the way the ball pops off of their bats. NIU and OU, let me back it up. Their last 3 games leading up to the series combined for 62 runs. 3 games, both of those teams, just unreal numbers. So, like I said, was at this game. NIU 9-9 in the conference, 3-3, and Danielle Stewart started this game off with a towering solo homer into left field. Her stats, they back up this homer. 481 average, 1.387 OPS, 7 doubles, 4 home runs, and 20 RBIs. And, Ohio responded with great plate appearances in this game. Scored on a hit by pitch, and then a runner walked in to take the early lead. Jenna Farmer then doubled to score 2, and then Jordan Wyckoff grounded out to score 1. 5-1 lead for Ohio after 1. Brenna Farmer then hit a single in the 4th, which brought one in. Farmer had a great day, going 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. And as NIU tried to mount a comeback, Ohio and Skip Miller just made things tough enough for the Huskies as Miller and the Bobcats get the W 11-7.
So it seems like they had a lot of success in Game 1, and pretty much a lot of what you said is also the same in Game 3 as well. But let's talk about Game 2, because Game 2, I guess, is the outlier from the other two.
Absolutely, very uncharacteristic. Like I've been talking about, 2 heavy hitting teams. But it was Madison Carlson, the pitcher for NIU. She threw 7 strikeouts in this game and only allowed 1 earned run, just absolutely dominating the batter's box. And Carlson's stats on the year: 3.35 ERA, 30 strikeouts in 37 innings pitched. And the 1 earned run would be a lead-taking signal in the 3rd from Belle Hummel for the Bobcats. But the Huskies, they had a response. Kayla Estrada sent a 3-run homer beyond the wall, and that is all it would take for the Huskies to win this one as they win Game 2 3-1.
Well, of course, like we kind of talked about earlier, so yes, Ohio lost Game 2, but we also mentioned earlier they won Game 3, and they kind of carried that momentum this previous Tuesday against a Power 4 team, and OU kind of took on them. They beat them out.
I'm going to say fly the Jolly Roger. That is the flag that the MAC flies whenever they beat a Power 4 opponent. This week it comes from the ACC, the Pitt Panthers, a 1-game meeting in Athens. Pitt 17-13 on the year. My apologies. 4-5 in the ACC. Now Ohio, they were just biting at the chain to get on the bats in this one. Pitt was up 1-0 on an RBI single, and then it was just all Ohio for the second half of this inning. Izzy Wilson, RBI triple. Jordan Wyckoff, RBI single. Riley McDaniel, 2 RBI double. Alexis Book, RBI double. All in the first inning. The stat book in this first inning looked like a CVS receipt. You know how it just keeps pouring out. And then just going on and on. And in the blink of an eye, it's 5-1. Izzy Wilson, after an RBI triple in the first, she blasts a 3-run homer in the second. She finished 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs. And Skip Miller, also a massive factor in this W, really a massive factor in most of the Ws for Ohio, moves her record to 11-4, only 1 earned run and 4 strikeouts in this game. And, the Bats and Skip, they get this one done in 5, 12-2. What a game for the Bobcats.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of great momentum. You beat a Power 4 team. You rule them in 5 innings, like you mentioned. They got plenty of momentum, and they're going to need that for this next upcoming series against a pretty solid CMU squad.
Yeah, and, CMU 13-12, 4-2 in the MAC. They recently just took a series against Ball State 2-1, and they have 5 different players who bat above 300. In comparison to OU, though, OU has 7 batters who bat 300 and above, and 2 who bat more than 400 for Ball State. Ohio has 2. Angela Petrovich for CMU, my apologies. 416 average, 970 OPS, 3 triples. Jenna Kuzara, 412 average, 1.175 OPS, 12 doubles, 5 homers, and 24 RBIs. And on the pitching side, 2 pitchers who could do some damage. Here's where we see a little bit of a difference. With Ohio, Skip Miller has really been, the pitcher for them to get wins. On CMU side, they really have 2. Sierra Alaska, who has a 2.44 ERA, only 10 earned runs in 28 innings pitched. Mackenzie Langen, 3.34 ERA, 58 strikeouts in 58 innings pitched. And, Ohio will need to show that they can defend without Skip Miller on the mound. Defense is going to be big in the CMU series. We'll see if they can get it done.
Yeah, but we're gonna see, because it might be our Game of the Week selection later today. So a little preview there, but we're gonna flip it now to the other Diamonds. OU baseball has won a series. Connor, give us an update.
They won, yes. Guys. We can. We're not gonna fly the flag because they didn't beat a Power 4 team, but hey, they beat Bowling Green, and that counts for something. I mean, like you put it in the script here, Jake. Bowling Green's hitting is not good. OU's pitching's not that good, but Bowling Green's hitting is worse, and OU knew how to take advantage of that. So Game 1 was more of like the usual recipe for a loss out of this OU baseball team. They dropped 5 runs early, and the bats just really weren't able to get hot. They would get them hot in the later games, but I mean, just not a great loss. A couple errors, couple poor performances. Can't really chalk it up to anything less than the usual suspects. Game 2 is where you get to see what you really want to see, though. 8 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. This is what you like to see. Colton Shirey went 3 for 5 at the plate, 2 runs, 1 RBI. Tyler Stack went 3 for 4, 2 runs, RBI. Taylor Harris, 2 for 4, home run, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and Dylan Shepard, Cameron Boyd combined for the last 3 hits for the Bobcats. I mean, you get a quiet first inning out of both teams, and then you just get a pair of doubles to rip the Bobcats in the second inning. And despite the attempts to come back from the Falcons, I mean, the Bobcats were able to pull away, hold this one out, and take the 8-5 win. And you just love to see a consistent early show. Like, they got out early, they held them, and they were able to play their game. And that's what you want to see.
Yeah, and when you add to the fact that, of course, this is their first series win, as much as it said, just like what it says on the lower third that we have on the screen, this is their first multi-game series win of the year. Yeah. It's been tough going.
Yeah,
and this was something that you could really have a building block and a foundation and build off of.
Yeah, I mean, you see, this is the Bobcats getting their 4th and 5th wins on the season. Like, this is a team that has some of the foundational pieces in place, but they still just got to get the engine running at full speed. I mean, Game 3 was really once again, just good showing. I mean, Ethan Stewart got the win, no runs on 1 hit. Landon Price got the save for the final 3 innings, no runs, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts. I mean, other side of the ball, they kind of went nuts again. I mean, Cam Hill went 4 for 5. Dylan Shepard went 2 for 5. Cameron Boyd and Will Henson each had 2 hits and a run. And, I mean, you just see a lot of good stuff.
So quickly kind of give us a preview for their next series then against Ball State this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, so Ball State's a pretty solid conference opponent. They're 12-11 on the season, 5-2 at home, 4-5 on the road. Really solid roster overall. They've got a few guys that are hitting over 300 to keep an eye out for. Jacob Gillis specifically, 7 home runs on the season, and he's up to over 20 RBIs along with one other guy. I mean, they've got 5 batters total that are sitting in double-digit runs batted in. Like, these guys know how to make contact. But this is also a team that has had Ohio's number pretty consistently. Ohio is 2-8 over the last 10 matchups with Ball State, and they're pretty consistently about 10-15 at home, 10-16 on the road. I don't see a reason why the Bobcats can't steal at least 1 win. Maybe we can see them get 2. They're just going to have to keep that momentum from the last series.
Well said, Connor, and that's going to give us now to our next segment, of course, is Quick Hits. And I forgot to assign you guys a quick hit story again, so we're just going to kind of go on the fly, you know.
Lovely.
But I'm going to start with Ohio football. They have officially announced their 2026 football schedule. Take a glance at your screen to check it out. We see Nebraska with the season opener on September 5th. That's going to be a pretty tough opener. I would figure the Cornhuskers are, paying OU a little bit of chunk of change for that. But in other matchups, we see homecoming will be October 10th against Central Michigan. I actually forgot, home opener will be September 12th against Jacksonville State. Let's see, Battle of the Bricks will be on November 10th, and then the home and regular season finale will be against Toledo on Thanksgiving weekend. I mean, come and give me an answer real quick. We think that this is a pretty favorable schedule for the most part. It's not as difficult non-conference-wise, and other outside of Toledo and Miami, I think conference slate's pretty easy.
I would love to see our brand new head football coach put up some serious numbers. I mean, like you said, it's not the most impossible out-of-conference schedule to get at least 1 or 2 wins out of. Maybe they can run the table. Maybe they'll set up some serious moves. I mean, my thought on this football team is they're going to play a lot of ground-and-pound offense, and they're going to have the best defense in the MAC. And I will gladly die on that hill.
Connor, continue with us for Ohio Swim and Dive.
Absolutely. So Zita Zoki and Cassidy DeBetta completed the swim diving season after placing top 50 nationally for their events. Zoki finished 26th in the 100-meter freestyle, a career best for her. Cassidy DeBetta, on the other hand, finished 48th in the 200-meter breaststroke and 49th in the 50-meter freestyle, as DeBetta's decorated career officially comes to a close, but genuinely an unreal tenure here at OU across her 4 years, which include 3 appearances at the national stage.
Moving on to Ohio wrestling, Ohio wrestlers Derek Thompson, Sale Perrine, Zane Lehman just finished their season after competing at the 2026 National Championships in Cleveland. Lehman and Perrine were the only ones to win at least one match, but overall a successful season for the 4 individuals who did well at the MAC Championships and then represented the Bobcats nationally. Officially concludes the 2025-2026 wrestling season.
Yeah, an Ohio women's track and field's outdoor schedule has been released for the spring. They'll start their season tomorrow in North Carolina, and the official schedule release confirmed the rest of the season as Ohio will host their Cherry Blossom Invitational April 3rd. Later, then, they'll go to the Jesse Owens Invitational in Columbus on May 1st. Finally, the Akron Invitational on May 6th. Check out their release for additional dates to see if the Bobbies are near you.
And the reason why I didn't give Logan a story, because I think he's going to take this next segment over. It's time for, once again, March Madness basketball. Plenty of great basketball from this first weekend. Some upsets, plenty of great games, even though the higher seed won. But Logan, take it over. What was some of your favorite games, favorite storylines from the last week?
Jake, I'm going to start with a little bit of a backpack because my upset watch pick last week was High Point over Wisconsin, 9.5-point underdogs. They got it done. I pointed out Cameron Fletcher as a potential X factor in a run. I thought they could have gotten to the Sweet 16, but man, Darius Acuff just got in their way. Cameron Fletcher, though, double-double in the first round, 25 in the second round. That was my guy. Other than that, not a ton of upsets. I mean, VCU had the 19-point comeback against UNC. That was electric. We had Iowa-Florida, big finish game. OSU-TCU, big finish game. But for the third time ever, second time in back-to-back, we have no mid-majors in the Sweet 16. Now, you can argue, was Gonzaga counted as a mid-major for many of those? How would that change things? But there isn't a single mid-major team in the Sweet 16, and personally, I think we've still had an awesome tournament. I do think maybe has something to do with the net screwing up mid-major teams. We've seen coaches like Jeff Bowles and Travis Steele say, hey, this is an anti-mid-major system for picking tournament teams. But this has still been a great tournament. I want to turn this to you guys real quick before I start rambling about games more specifically. Do you guys think there's an issue in the way that we pick tournament teams?
I feel like it's a year-to-year thing. I'm thinking, even though there's only been 3 times ever that not a mid-major has made the Sweet 16, I just feel like that there's going to be a point in time where the mid-majors make a comeback. It's just not right now. NIL being introduced, so recently, I just think that it's going to take a little bit more time for these mid-majors to navigate the space that they're in currently because it's, ever changing.
I would agree. I think, like you said, Stephen, the whole NIL system, it needs to sort of settle itself down through the ranks of the major schools into the mid-majors. And you can definitely see that because we are seeing more and more mid-major teams find great success. I mean, like, a 2-bid MAC it's the first time we've had that since 1999. Like, that's an incredible thing to see. But also, there are definitely, like, leaps and bounds in skill and talent between certain groups of the majors and the mid-majors.
Yeah, and that was like the only thing I would, I guess, argue against the claim from Bowles and Steele is because, like, for example, Miami had to go face a pretty middle-of-the-pack Tennessee squad when it comes out of the Power 4 schools, and they lost by what, like 14, 20 points. So it's like that's an example there, but I did like what we saw in the play-in game against Miami and SMU. So I think it kind of just depends on example. High Point did really well against Wisconsin, VCU, against North Carolina. So I think mid-majors, like Stephen said, it's just not ready again yet.
I mean, hey, no slack to Tennessee. They broke Noah Cavan's bracket.
That is true.
That they did.
They are still alive. That is true.
And then I was just going to throw in as well. I mean, yeah, with on top of the NIL thing that you guys all brought up, I feel like just being in mid-major, there is a little bit of like a slight overlooking of kind of mid-major teams have to fight a little harder to be considered for an actual tournament spot over a slightly weaker, like, Big Ten Power 4, like one of those main things. So I think it's just a little more recognition, which will help with NIL and kind of having that work out. And then I think we'll start to see some more mid-major teams blossom.
Moving on to the Sweet 16. My favorite team so far is Iowa. I mean, it's hard not to root. It's hard not to root for those guys. Just a bunch of like mid-major and D2 guys from last year who followed Ben McCollum, who I just found out was 44 years old.
Yeah.
That's a guy who loves basketball, and you can tell.
Yeah.
Followed him to from Drake from his program before that. For comparison, when Darian DeVries left West Virginia for Indiana, he only took his son with him. And now they're on their way to the Sweet 16. They just deserve all the credit in the world. Ben McCollum is a winner. Bennett Sturts is an NBA player, and I'm just excited to see this team keep dancing. My favorite to win it all, though, my bracket says Duke. I say Arizona. This is just such a good team, and if they can get past Arkansas tomorrow, I think we're on our way to a title run.
And one more thing I want to quickly go back on, not to disregard your point, but, I mean, not only is Iowa advancing, they get to play their rival Nebraska.
Ceremonial punt. Ceremonial
game.
punt.
Yes.
Football. They love punts.
They need to start that game with a punt. Maybe finish it with a punt, too, for the people.
Maybe one at halftime.
Might as well. Make every game a punt.
Now, one thing that, I was pretty worried about going into this year after what we saw from last year was all 4 1 seeds. Of course, like you mentioned, Iowa beat Florida, but we also see a double-digit seed in Texas.
Yeah.
What do we think of this matchup against Purdue coming up?
I mean, that's as Cinderella-y as I think a team like Texas can get. They've got 3 wins where everybody else only has 2 because they had to win that play-in game against NC State. But I think this is a very, very winnable game against Texas, and I'm going to explain a little bit more when we get to Upset Watch. No spoilers. But I think they have real potential to expose some of the weaknesses that Purdue has shown the last couple months.
And from the rest of the guys, what other games do we like for this Thursday or Friday? What matchup?
St. John's versus Duke is just circled on every single calendar I have. I mean, St. John's is just so fun to watch on the defensive side of the ball. The way that they really get after it, even the big guys, when they get switched out on the perimeter, they're guarding. And it's going to be interesting to see against a level-headed team like Duke how they can, sort of disrupt, John Shire and the Blue Devils. But also, I wanted to bring up that Dylan Darling asking for the game-winning shot with 0 points, like going 0 for 5 or something, insane and awesome. Yeah.
I will also double down on the Duke St. John's. There was a post that came across my feed recently that was something along the lines of Duke has not won a national championship without beating St. John's. So this is kind of the X factor. If they can win this one, what's stopping them from taking the whole thing? I mean, it'd be kind of sweet.
I'll double down on Duke, St. John's, but I'm also keeping my eye on Michigan, Alabama.
Yes.
I really think that's going to be an interesting matchup there.
I do also just want to shout out Arkansas real quickly because we are witnessing history here with Darius Acuff. Most points by an SEC player in the first 2 rounds of the tournament, and most points by an NCAA freshman ever in their first 2 NCAA tournament games. More than Kevin Durant, guys. That's that's the competition we're dealing with. So I just couldn't let this section end without
straight
shouting
hooper.
that out.
Yes, Acuff's a straight hooper, and man, I just hated that High Point had to play Arkansas in that round 2 game.
He's
but
dominated that.
we're going to go now on to our final segment. It's going to be Upset Watch, and we did pretty solid. Of course, like we mentioned with Logan, or Logan mentioned that, hey, he's on a hot streak right now. So, Logan, we'll start with you.
2 in a row. I'm going Texas over Purdue. Like I mentioned, they're 7.5-point underdogs. But I think Dalen Swain, who was Sean Miller's big bring over from Xavier, has a chance to just absolutely expose these soft Purdue bigs in the middle of the floor. He's one of the best drivers in the nation. They have one of the worst rim defenses in the nation, or at least left in the tournament right now. And then let me just look up how to say his name, but Matas Vokatitis. He's been huge this entire tournament. Tons, just gobbles up rebounds, and I think he's going to be the X factor in this game.
Jack, go ahead and continue with your college basketball selection.
All right. I've got Alabama over Michigan. Now, there's no doubt Michigan's been dominant. Their size, their front court gives them a huge advantage. However, you got to note, Alabama is second in the country in threes made with 12.8 per game. The Crimson Tide have also made double-digit threes in each tournament game. They like to shoot from far, and if they can get hot there and there's a little, they don't have to really crash the boards against those bigs, I think there's a chance that they could hit a little scoring lull and Alabama could just overtake them.
I was about to say, in most of these tournament games I've seen from Alabama these last couple of years, they'll score 90, but they might give up 95.
That's true.
And like you mentioned, Michigan, that's a 1 seed going down, and you're not the only one at the table because, Stephen, you're following suit.
I am, and I have Arkansas plus 285, a 23% chance to win this over Arizona. And, I'm going off of this based off Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas. Their game logs look like they have been in the NBA for 6+ years. I mean, Darius Acuff, he is dropping 20+ points per game like he's SGA. So especially the biggest X factor, though, Billy Richmond needs to get boards for this outcome to go Arkansas's way.
Connor, you're the final selection. And did you mouth to me that
I also
Stevens-
have a 1 seed going down.
What is? Oh, yes, you do.
Wow.
I didn't think about it.
I'm
Go ahead.
shooting blind
is
at the
true.
NBA one more time. Surely it'll hit. I'm going to take the Pelicans to beat the Pistons, mostly because the Pistons are hobbling together their roster with scotch tape and a dream. I mean, they're missing Tobias Harris, Javonte Green, Jalen Duren, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And like Stephen and I mentioned in the break to each other, Zion has been on a tear recently. Like, he has looked significantly better than we've seen him in a considerable period of time. So it'll be nice for the Pelicans to take one.
All right, I love all 4 of our selections, and I'm gonna watch every single game with great intention, even that ugly Pelicans over Pistols.
Come on,
game.
man. Let me have some fun.
Oh, it's fun. I agree. I'm not saying it ain't fun, but all right. So let's begin with our outro for our weekly awards. SportsBeat Game of the Week. We are giving Game of the Week. Of course, I mentioned earlier, Ohio softball versus Central Michigan. Both teams are in the upper half of the conference. Should be 3 great games. Game 1 is set for Friday at 3. Games 2 and 3 will be on Saturday. All the games will be in Athens. So, hey, it's going to be a fun time in the city. On to the next award. SportsBeat Athlete of the Week, or Player of the Week, is Zita Zoki for placing 26th in Nationals for the 100-meter freestyle. Zoki has made it to Nationals 3 times, and this is being her best placement, but Zoki's still a junior.
Wow.
So very impressive. She's got 1 more year, but congrats to her on the national recognition and being our Player of the Week. Thank you for listening to SportsBeat on WOUB. I'm your host today, Jake Collins, and joining with me at the table was
Stephen Koroly.
Conor Mallonn.
Jack Zwiezinski.
Logan Adams.
You can listen to us on WUB 1340 AM radio at 9 p.m. on Thursdays, or just search us up digitally on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube accounts. Don't forget, you can follow us on our Instagram at SportsBeat WOUB for more content. We'll see you next week. This has been SportsBeat.